This is Johnny Ray, aka Cemetery. I want y'all to stay posted for this interview. Last Breath Records. Blessed, brother. I have no complaints. Maintain.
Okay, we got a couple questions to ask you today, and it's some, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna get, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit personal, but not too bad.
Okay.
So we got the first question for you. Where you from, Johnny?
Well, I'm from Champaign, Urbana. You know, it's here in Illinois. My mother's only child. My mother's name is Ernestine B. Crook. She'll soon probably be a Barnes. She engaged. My father's name is Johnny Ray Harris. Got a little sister down there named Camille. You know, that's where I come from, Champaign.
Okay. Now this is where it get a little, you know what I'm saying, a little steep downhill personal. I mean, you know, everybody has struggles, so
Indeed.
I mean, what is some things that you went through in life, man, that you had, you know what I'm saying, change up, you know what I'm saying, about yourself, and how you got to be the person that you are today?
Well, you know, being, you know, raised as a, you know, with a single mother, you know, that was a struggle within itself. But, you know, we can't, you know, use that as a form of being weak. You know, I ended up, you know, getting in trouble. I did time, of course. You know, I know everybody understands that, and everybody knows that. But going through that struggle, it helped build me. You know, when you in the cell all by yourself, you know, nobody's there to help. You know, you have to turn within. You know, I had to turn within. It was days where I seen, you know, nothing. You know, I didn't see the moon, the sun, the stars. I didn't see no daylight. You know, it was times after times after that, but through all of it, you know, I had a level of discipline within myself and faith. And I came out of my struggle. I didn't sit there and, you know, blame no one. I didn't sit there and say, well, this happened because of this. You know, I understood everything that took its course. You know, so when you like that through your struggle, you'll come out. You know, you're going to always struggle. You know, you're going to struggle to be humble, you're going to struggle to work, you're going to struggle to do this and this. There's different forms of struggle we go through. But my struggle was blessed. You know, I appreciate my struggle.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. So, going through all that, you know what I'm saying, doing time in prison and, you know what I'm saying, doing, like, things, like when you were young, everybody do it.
Indeed.
But what made you decide to do music after you got out from doing your time?
Okay, well, I ain't gonna necessarily say I decided to do music when I came home. I just recently tapped into doing music now due to certain events that's continue to go on in the streets. And you know, I don't want to be a part of the streets. I want to be able to help and teach. And by me being a good writer, I went to school. I was a manager at Cornerstone Oil Company. You know, I was doing well. I see that I can be able to help and assist the minds of our young since they caught up in the rap. You know, they caught up in this or caught up in that. You know, well, I got something to say. You know, I'm going to say something that's, you know, that I'll put some type of fat on the head. So I have to find another way to, you know, help with that and to maintain my family, which is my ultimate goal. You know, I have a son. You know, my son's name is Raven. I have a beautiful wife named Janina. That's my wife. And I have sons, Darren and Michael, Javors. And I have to do things for them. You know, so I have to let them see me go through the struggle, everything I went through, and to see me do something that's positive and productive. So, music is an out.
Okay. Now, I was hearing a few things about you got a couple guys and yourself, and you got a label together.
Yeah.
So, how did you come up with the label?
Last Breath Records, which is the name of the label, I came up with it based on us being the last ones left to give the holy breath. You know, we have to sit there and not waste time of saying anything that's gonna cause people to do wrong. You have to sit there and try to uplift. So that's the part of why I named the label Last Breath Records. This is the last breath. You know, and the brothers that's tapped into being upright, independent, and fearless, they are considered the last breath. So I want that breath to be cherished and given to the young to uplift them. So that's how I name the Last Breath Records.
Okay, tell me about your upcoming project that you're doing, working on right now, and what the streets need to be listening to.
Okay, well, the upcoming project I'm working on right now, you know, as y'all know, who would have known? Dropping the mixes, it's things in there that, you know, I let you know about, you know, struggle, you know, what's going on, you know, in this life, in this world as a whole, and what you can do to maintain it. You know, sometimes you might hear things that, you know, might offend some, but it's not things, you know, whether, you know, like I'm downgrading the women or anything like that. You know, you'll never hear me downgrading any of the sisters or the brothers. You know, I might say something about a disbeliever. You know, I might try to warn them, help them get right, you know, by being, you know, merciful and kind. But, you know, I mean, that's what it's about.
Okay. We know that you brought a queen with you, so we're gonna bring her on in and ask her a couple questions, and we're gonna go from there.
Yes, that's best. And to my family, to everybody, you know, I salute everybody. I love everybody. A lot of people didn't think I was gonna make it. I'm still standing, and I will remain standing because of the faith that I have. Can nobody deter it? So, Last Breath Records, Johnny Ray signing out.